Hey everyone, welcome back for round two of POWERCore. Lauren here. So last week went pretty well. This week we're going to do a little bit more movement and a little bit more stretching at the end. We'll get started in about 1 minute. Join me for as long as you can, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Try and challenge yourself and stick it out for the whole 15. About 30 seconds we'll get started. Let me shut that light off behind me. All right, awesome. So let's go ahead. We're going to stand tall. Feet are about hip distance apart. Take a nice deep inhale. We'll reach tall. As you exhale, you want to take a nice forward fold. Dive all the way down into that pool of water. Hang here for just a second. Let that head hang. Let all the negative come out. Take a nice deep inhale. Standing nice and tall, rounding one vertebrae at a time. Reach up. And exhale out. With those hands, we're going to walk them in front of our feet. We're coming into our high plank pose. So option one for that plank, you can have those toes on the ground. Option two, you can drop down to those knees. Whatever your option, I want you to squeeze the whole body. So I want you to pull the shoulder blades toward the spine. I want you to squeeze those tushy muscles. I want you to really tighten up through the backs of the legs, through the fronts of the legs, even those calves. Focus on drawing that belly button in toward the spine. Eyes are about 4 inches ahead of you. We're holding here. Hold, hold, hold. Remember, you can always drop down to here, okay? Almost nothing gets that body more warm than a plank. Give me 3 more. 2. Let's walk those hands back to those toes. 1 little backbone at a time. We're going to round up to a nice tall position one more time. Let's open those feet up. We're nice and wide this time. I want you to take those heels, turn them in. Toes are pointed out, so we're kind of making a V. Hands can be on your hips, reached out to your sides, or up above, up to you. We're just going to lower down to a plie, and we're going to stand back tall. Lower down and rise up. We take these nice and slowly. We really want those fibers, those muscle fibers, to have time to contract. Makes everything a little bit harder the slower we go. Lower and squeeze. Good. Give me 2 more like this. 1 more. We're going to hold at the bottom. Hold down low. Take that upper body, reach wall to wall. We're going to twist side to side. All that movement's coming right from in here, right from the sides of that belly button. So go ahead and look to the right. Come back center and look to the left. Good. Continuing this pattern nice and slowly. Those arms, I don't want them to move. I really want them to stay nice and still. Again, all that energy, all that power is coming right from that center. Upper body's just along for the ride. Give me 1 more each direction. Really dig those heels to the ground. We're still in that low squat. Good, let's come center, relax that upper body, relax that lower body, shake out those legs. Walk those feet in, heel toe. Give me another reach, deep inhale, tall. And exhale that forward fold down. Hold here just a second, just an extra breath. I promise you some extra stretching today. Focus on lifting those hips up toward the ceiling. Did you know that we carry most of our stress right here, right in our hips? True story. All right, let's come down into tabletop position. So those hands are right in line with the elbows and the shoulders. Those knees are right underneath those hips. They're about 2-3 inches apart. Just take some nice normal breaths here. Find that neutral spine. So you want that head right in line with that neck and spine, all the way back through that tailbone. Weight is evenly distributed between all 4 points of the floor. Take a nice deep inhale, press the belly button down, look up towards the sky so you're making that smile face. This is your cow position. And we're going to exhale, reverse this, pull that belly button in, blow out all that air, let that head hang. Here's your cat. Give me 1 more each way, push the belly button down, look up nice and high, that smile face for that midsection, and reverse this, make that rainbow for that midsection. And once again, flatten that back, find that neutral spine. We're going to take that right leg, extend it back behind, scoot out just a little bit, extend it back behind, really lengthening through that right leg. I want you to lift and lower. As you lift and lower, you're really focusing on pinching that glute. I really want that nice and tight right in the back of that body. Squeeze and lower. Again, we take these nice and slowly. We want the back of that body to really get nice and warm. Lift and down. A couple more like this. Good. Continuing that lift and lower, I'm just going to turn front for our next move. Squeeze and coming down. Head is right in line once again with that neck and spine. Breathing through these. Give me 2 more. We're going to keep that right leg extended. We're going to come out to the side this time and draw that leg back behind. Now the goal here is to keep the rest of that body nice and still. So we don't want any kind of shifting, shaking, no hip movement, no shoulders. It's just that leg coming out and in. Now I know because I'm facing you, we're mirroring one another. I'm on the opposite side, but we'll catch up once we hit that left side. Give me a couple more here. Let's go 2 more. And we're going to keep that leg, we're going to let that knee drop down, I lied. Let's come up to a kneeling position. Let's take that left hand, we're gonna come down to the ground, extend that right leg out so I know that I have to switch sides next time. But you're still working your right side. We're gonna take that right leg, we're going to lift it up about hip height and lower back down. Lift and lower. I want those toes and those kneecaps facing my direction, facing me. Lift and lower. We have 2 more like this. I want you to keep that right leg extended. Point the toes away from you this time. Draw tiny circles in my direction. So tiny ups and downs. Again, trying to minimize any kind of hip shaking, any shoulder rotation. And let's take these to the back. We're really getting that outer thigh. That right outer thigh should be feeling a little bit more warm than when we first started. And go ahead, relax those knees. Let's sit back in a child's pose. Nice little stretch for the upper body, for the lower body. I want you to take that weight, shift those hips to that right side. Really get that outer thigh that you just worked. And let's come back to that kneeling position. Right away, we're going to hit the left side. So right hand comes down onto the floor. Extend that left leg out in front, knees and toes toward me. We're going to lift and lower down. So we're only lifting as high as you feel that pinch in that butt muscle, and that mini skirt muscle is what I like to call it. Of course, we're kind of getting out of mini skirt season, right? We're going into denim and sweater weather, my favorite. Oh my God. I was dreaming earlier about the black cherry Merlot, I think it is, the flavor from Bath & Body Works. Oh my God. I can't wait to put that all around the house. Lift and lower. We have 2 more. We're going to keep that left leg extended, keep it raised up, point the toes away from the body, draw those golf ball size circle toward me. Imagine you have that paintbrush on the end of that big toe, drawing those perfect round circles. And let's take this back behind. Good, we only have a few of these, they're pretty tough. We've got 4 more. 3. And relax that left knee down. We're going to come to tabletop. I'm just going to flip sideways. You don't need to. Take that left leg back behind for those glutes. We're going to lower down and lift up, squeezing. So I know, since we just worked it, makes this exercise just a little bit tougher. That butt should sort of be feeling like Jello by now. Really tighten up through those hamstrings, lower, squeeze. We're on that tripod stance right now, so little test for balance. We're still pulling the belly button in toward the spine. Still maintaining that nice, natural breath. Let's go, give me 2 more like this. You're doing great. And let's go ahead and relax that knee down. Sit back onto those heels. Shift all that weight onto that side that was just worked. And I'd like you to come forward real quick on the belly. We're not going to hang out in this prone position too long. Upper body, you can relax it underneath the chin, by your side, or on the small of your back. I want those eyes about 4 to 6 inches ahead of you. Thighs are lifted up and away from the floor, no kneecaps on the ground. With the feet, toes are pointed away, and we're scissoring. So we're really lifting up. 1, through the low back. Secondly, through those glutes to get those those legs up and away from the floor. Relaxing those shoulders away from the ears, no matter where those hands may be. Nice and quick. Really alternating up and down, right, left. Just a few more of these. They're quick movements, they're sharp movements, so they're clear, they're concise. Got 3, 2, and relax now. Let's go ahead, flip all the way over. So we are now sunny side up. I would like for those feet to be on the floor, squeezing through the glutes, pulling that belly button down into the ground. There we go. Just take some nice natural breaths here. Find that spine again. Really try and scoop that belly. So you're pulling that navel right into the ground. You should have almost that little smile face with that midsection. On your next exhale, I'd like you to take those shoulders, lift them up and away from the floor. You're tucking the chin toward the chest. You have about 1 inch or 2 space between the two. Let's bring both knees in toward the body. So those knees are about perpendicular to those hips, 90-degree angles for both. Toes are pointed. Let's go ahead and extend those legs straight up towards the ceiling. We're going to take these legs. I want you to lower them down gently. Hold here, and then draw those legs back in. So our body's doing a whole lot. First, we've got those shoulders lifted away from the mat, from that floor. So we're in that upper ab curl. Then we've got that chin tucked slightly toward the chest. Eyes are about on that belly button or the tops of those thighs. Those legs are glued together. I want you to really zip them up. Imagine that you have super glue between the two of them. Neither is separating from the other. Give me 2 more. Squeezing through that lower body. And we're going to keep these legs extended straight up in the air. We're going to hold. Keep the right leg in. Let the left leg drop. Go ahead, hold on the back of that right leg, either that calf or that hamstring, up to you. Shoulders stay lifted above the floor whole time as we switch those legs. Bonus hamstring stretch here. And switch again. A little quicker, we're going to switch and switch. In and in. Good. Nice and long through those legs. Excellent job. Remembering pulling, holding onto the back of that leg wherever it is that you feel comfortable. Still keeping those shoulders lifted so that midsection is really being challenged right now. We have about 3 more minutes. This 15 minutes fly by. And in. Let's go 2 more each way. And go ahead, relax the shoulders down. Take a small breather. You can roll that spine out if you need to. We're going to come right back up into that upper ab curl. So we tuck the chin, we lift the shoulders away from the floor. Knees, once again, right over top of those hips. Nice right angles between the backs of those knees and through those hips. Hands come behind the head, only for support. No yanking, no pulling. I want you to twist so the left shoulder comes toward that outside of that right thigh. Come back to the middle and twist in the opposite direction. So it's that bicycle. But for that added challenge, I want you to see if you can maintain that upper ab curl. So what that means is, as we twist to the left, try and keep that left shoulder away from the floor. These are super, super tough. The slower we take these, and the more that we're in that upright position. So we won't be here too long. 1 more. 1 more, I lied. And go ahead, relax down. Reach the arms up overhead. Let the legs come out in front. Really elongate through that midsection. 1 more pose that we'll hang out in, and that's bridge. One of my favorites. Go ahead, bend those knees, place those feet flat on the floor. We're going to squeeze through the glutes, nice and easy. Take that back, peel it up and away from the floor, 1 vertebrae at a time. You want a nice flat line from the knees up to the shoulders. So you should be feeling all of this in that butt. If you feel it in the hamstrings, those nice big muscles in the back of the legs, lower the body down again, squeeze up through the glutes, maintain that nice isometric contraction in the back of that body, and then press those hips up once again, still squeezing those glutes. We never let them go. From here, we're going to lower those hips down, hovering above the floor a couple inches, still squeezing through those tushies, and press back tall. Got a couple more like that. Lower down and press tall. Coming down and squeeze, 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 squeeze. Nice work. All the way up. Give me 2 more like that. We're going to hold at the top, hold that bridge position. We're just going to march here. So we're flexing through that hip, drawing one knee in, lower down. Opposite side comes in and lower down. We've got 2 more each side. We have less than a minute, which means we've got to go back to those planks. Finishing strong. Squeeze the glutes, lower that spine down, 1 backbone at a time. Roll over onto that tummy. Coming to the forearms. Remember, you can do these on your toes or on your knees. We're pressing, so we're hovering right above that floor. Shoulders are over top the elbows. Hips are tucked under, right up toward those shoulders. Let's hit the obliques just a little bit. I want you to rotate that midsection so one hip comes toward the ground. Twist back to center and rotate so you hit that other side. So all that movement is coming right from that outer area of that belly button. Those shoulders should be nice and still. Legs should be as still as possible. They'll kind of move a little bit, but still maintain that nice connection between the 2 inner thighs. Excellent. Give me 1 more each side. And go ahead, come to those knees. Let's come to a kneeling position. Tuck those toes under. We'll come up to a standing position, nice and easy. Excellent job today. Thank you so much for joining me. You did really great work. I hope to see you next week. Take care.